My favorite fact about our secretary, he is a former mayor. He is a former mayor, and from that, from one mayor to another, thank you, because you know at the street level how you make a great country and how you lead us into our future. And with no further ado, thank you, Mrs. Secretary, for being here.
Thanks so much. Thank you, first of all, Mayor, for your leadership. I do feel an affinity with every mayor I see, and I think about how proud I would have been during my days as mayor to see the kind of growth and development and success in what you aptly call your great and growing city. You got a lot to be proud of, and certainly this airport is a big part of what you have to be proud of. So I'm so pleased to be with you. I want to thank Doug and Chair Stevens and everybody among the commissioners and the staff here at the airport for the extraordinary work that you're undertaking, the ambition, the vision, and the drive that is getting this good work done that we're so proud to be part of. And I want to thank all of you for joining us, to be with local leaders, to be with legislators, and to see that kind of teamwork taking place across public and private and different levels of government is really exactly what it takes for us to make the most of this infrastructure season that our country is racing into now under President Biden's leadership. And I particularly love being at airports because when you look across the concrete and steel and all of the physical work that's happening, you can see the stories that are shaped in our airports and imagine the careers and the families and the romances and the adventures that will happen or that will change because of moments that begin or end as people come through the doors of a great airport like Nashville. And they are also, as the mayor said, the front door to the community. They reflect upon the community and introduce millions of visitors to what the region is all about. And of course, they are economic powerhouses for the communities that they serve. And so when you are a fast-growing community like Nashville, that means that the airports have to grow too. To have an airport that had already served a record 18.4 million passengers before reaching that new level of volume that Doug was talking about, flying a larger number of routes than ever, keeping up with that growth, while many would consider it a very nice problem to have, it is not easy. And the city of Nashville is doing a commendable job taking care of this airport and planning for its high-growth future. And we at the DOT have been very happy to do our part these last 2 years by providing a total of over $14 million to help reconstruct that aging taxiway so that the airfield can continue to accommodate increasing numbers of aircraft while preventing delays. And now celebrating another $7 million grant to help reconfigure the road that leads to the airport, making it wider, safer, and easier to navigate so that people can get picked up and dropped off more efficiently and reliably and safely. And this is just part of course, this major vision for the future of this terminal. The new facility for international arrivals, new ticketing lanes, faster security checkpoint, and more. And so I want to congratulate you on this good work. And I want to recognize the inclusion among the goals for this project, $25 million in contract opportunities for small, minority, and women-owned businesses, creating 1,500 jobs. That is something to be very proud of. And honestly, these improvements couldn't come at a more fitting time. We know what we're up against as a country in terms of making sure that passengers have a better experience. We've seen airlines and airports alike struggle to keep up with surging demand, especially in the past year. And while there's been enormous improvement, there's an enormous amount of work to do. There's really two sides to that in our view. There's airlines and then there's airports. Now, as you might be aware, we've been working hard on the airline side. Last year, we got airlines to agree in writing to take care of stranded passengers at a level that had not been achieved before. We put together a dashboard to let passengers know exactly what you can expect and exactly what you can demand when airlines are responsible for a delay, things like hotels and free rebooking and vouchers. We've helped travelers get over $1 billion in refunds for canceled flights and set a record high level of enforcement against those airlines that did not do the right thing. And very soon we're going to be announcing a new proposed rule that would make sure that traveling parents can sit with their kids at no extra cost because it's simply the right thing to do. So that's the airline side. But then on the airport side, this is a matter of infrastructure. And that's why we're here. And it's why we're making investments in airports across the country so that they can fund the same kinds of improvements that you're making here. Earlier this week, alongside this grant for Nashville, we announced funding for new terminals in Des Moines and in Salt Lake City, bigger security checkpoints in Savannah and Seattle, more reliable baggage systems from Anchorage to Baltimore, not to mention new gates, better restrooms, more check-in counters, and more. Because we just have to make it easier to travel. If you're traveling for work, you got to be able to find a place to charge. If you're traveling with kids, you got to be able to find a place to change, something I'm becoming very familiar with as a toddler dad. And every traveler ought to be able to check their bags, get through security, and find a gate as efficiently as possible. There are common sense improvements that anybody who's ever flown will appreciate. And I want to mention the reason we have this historic funding to begin with is because of the support for the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that's funding. There's a direct connection between that action, that legislation that President Biden signed, and where we are now with this infrastructure package, improving our airports, fixing tens of thousands of miles of road, repairing thousands of bridges, bringing affordable public transit to millions of Americans. Just here in Tennessee, $22.6 million headed to Smith County to help with supply chains. The I-40 bridge over the Katy Fork River needs to be improved, and we need more truck parking for the truckers who often have a safety issue trying to find a place to park. In Chattanooga, redoing the Wilcox Boulevard Bridge. In total, $6.3 billion headed to Tennessee alone for roads and bridges alone. And that's over the life of the bill, and that's not even counting the discretionary programs like this. So yes, we are here to support Tennessee's infrastructure future. We're going to be happy. Just one other reflection I want to make. For millions of Americans, an airport like this is a gateway. But also for many more Americans, this airport is a workplace. There are so many people who come to work every day and rely on this airport for their livelihood. And so for them, this funding means a better workplace, a safer workplace. It means more jobs, and it means a stronger, better community. So we're just thrilled to be partnering with the city, with the airport, with the community on this. The city of Nashville has done a terrific job as steward of this extremely important facility, and I know how hard you all are working to make it even better in the months and years ahead. I'm looking forward to continuing to be with you on that work. So thank you, congratulations, and no pressure when we're looking for more big things out of VNA in the future. Thanks very much. Now, it's probably fit in one of those pneumatic tubes, so I wouldn't be safe to the neck, but we'll transfer it for it. We don't do it.
1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3.
Right.